Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so much for being here and thank you for sharing your energy with me. I do appreciate it. Be sure and follow and like on TikTok and YouTube for me. I'm trying to grow my collectives on both, and all the likes, shares, and comments really push my channels out there. So I really appreciate you guys doing that for me. And the message that comes out today is the one that you need to hear. I have set that intention with Spirit. So I'm going to pull two of these oracle cards, and then we're going to get into the tarot. I will pull a traditional Celtic cross spread to get your message for you today. So I hope you guys are having an awesome day. We have regeneration, some rebirth energy going on, and then we have happy, happy. Nice. Love that card. It's a beautiful card. I love anything with a rainbow on it. Yeah, I feel like maybe there's some kind of rebirth here, renewal, and it's bringing in some happiness. Maybe you're working towards something, towards your happiness. So regeneration is number 46. I like that happy, happy card. Something coming in for you. Regeneration, rebirth, second chance, new opportunities. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful, growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. I love that for you. That paired with happy, happy. So there's definitely something new or some kind of something second chance coming in here for you. It's really good energy. I like that. Happy, happy is number 26, in case that resonates for you. Joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, and a feeling that is well. Your desires are effortlessly fulfilled now. Find joy in the present moment, whatever is happening, and be satisfied with things as they are. You're free from the shackles of longing and able to experience the liberation that comes from actually being happy moment to moment, for you have chosen happiness over yearning for it. Now is the time for feeling joy for the sake of joy and experiencing contentment. None of this is because of something outside of yourself. Your happiness is a result of your being at one with Spirit's plan for your life. All is well. The tide is in for now. Enjoy playfully splashing in it. I love that. That's really awesome. So maybe choosing to, find happiness in the situation that you're in right now. That's a really good energy. I like it. So let's get into the tarot and see what is going on for you, Scorpio. Maybe it's just like a rebirth in your thought processes and you're finding happiness where you are and finding happiness in your rebirth. Sometimes when you're going through a huge transition or some type of rebirth, that can be really difficult energy to deal with. So maybe you're just choosing to embrace it and be happy with not only where you are, but where you're going. Sometimes it's really hard to do, but when you can find that and see the happiness and joy in situations, it just makes it easier to work through it, in my experience. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers, Ace of Swords, Five of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Tower. Wow. Underneath we have the Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is about like celebrating. It's about abundance and joy. It can also be about like friend groups, work groups. So, but I feel like maybe this is just about, again, with that happy, happy card, you just finding happiness and joy in situations. So the situation is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is a stable offer. He is very loyal, very steadfast energy. He's also the slowest moving knight. He is very slow moving energy, very grounded energy. Your blockage here is like opportunities and passion. So that's the Page of Wands. It is fire energy. Wands are fire. So this is about embracing like enthusiasm and opportunities. And I feel like you're not taking this opportunity to, take some kind of grounded, stable offer. Or this could just be, that energy of embodying it, the being patient. Maybe you're just not very enthusiastic about being patient, right? Who is? But I feel like maybe again this is slow moving, and I feel like um, you're not embracing that. You're probably, with fire, that's when it has to do with your passions. You're probably wanting to go after things enthusiastically, but for some reason you may not be going after things. Again, with this joy, I feel like you're kind of blocking like joy and happiness here, and maybe you're just too focused on goals and um, when you focus on something too much, you forget to kind of have joy and happiness. So maybe that's spirit telling you to kind of open up more to more opportunities. So the root of this, or the cause of this blockage, is the Seven of Pentacles. So he has planted this seed and now he is watching everything grow. And this is about, enjoying the fruits of your labor, but also again with the patience and kind of watching everything come to fruition and everything come in, like, reaping your harvest here and putting the efforts in. So with these two cards, they're both pentacles, and I feel like, maybe you have been loyal, you've kind of, wanted to build like a solid foundation here, and you have put in a lot of work, but you're kind of maybe just burnt out. Like you're not feeling passionate and enthusiastic about this anymore. And it could have to do with your job. It could have to do with some kind of relationship, because we do have like maybe social groups. Maybe you're pouring into your work or social group and it's just not making you happy anymore. So in the past, we have the Lovers, which is about, this can be about unions and partnerships. So this could be about your love relationship, but this can also be about a partnership with work, or, this could just be a decision or a choice that you have made. If you've made a decision or choice in the recent past, that's what this means for you. So maybe you've decided to, step into a different direction in whatever the situation was that you were pouring this work into, that's not making you happy any longer. Your subconscious, your higher self, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is about breakthroughs, clarity. So I feel like this is you gaining some clarity, gaining some truth, and having a breakthrough here. So it could be about, again, with the focus and concentration. This is also about like your thoughts. So I feel like there's like some kind of maybe new idea coming in here for you to step into. In the near future, we have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords can be about conflicts. It can be about arguments, but it can also be a mental confliction. Maybe you're just mentally conflicted about how to move forward here, or about, this decision that you've made in the recent past. Maybe you just kind of start, things start, settling in, and then you realize that, you're a little mentally conflicted about this. So swords are air energy, and air is our thoughts. So I feel like there could be some mental confliction coming up for you in the near future. Spirit is telling you to sit in this Queen of Pentacles energy. She is very grounded. She is very independent. She is very nurturing. So I feel like you need to nurture yourself and have some compassion for yourself, and also remain grounded in the situation. If you've made a decision in the recent past and you've gotten new ideas, that's going to lead to your happiness. So stay grounded in what it is that you have chosen to do, and don't let this mental confliction kind of pull you out of that grounded, stable energy. Stay focused on what it is that you want and where it is that you want to go in this. So in your environment, the influence here is the King of Wands. So you could actually be dealing with the King of Wands, a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Doesn't mean you have to be. This is just like it's fiery energy, charismatic. It's very visionary, big picture energy. So maybe you're seeing the bigger picture here of what your true happiness is, and that's causing you, a second chance in a situation, or a chance to have a rebirth in a situation, and you're just kind of seeing it from like what it could be in that bird's eye view, and it's also about like, making bold, daring decisions as well. So, and I feel like, maybe that's what you did. You made a decision here. Your hopes and fears, we have the Ten of Swords. So you're definitely wanting this painful cycle to end, because, the tens are at the end of a cycle. But I feel like maybe this was a very painful decision to make, or you've just kind of been through things. You could be fearing that this is going to cause like a painful ending as well. So if you are fearing that, I don't feel like that's, again, with this mental confliction, you could just be, again, mentally um, in your head about this situation, about a decision that you've made. But ultimately, it is, it's going to lead to happiness, and it's going to lead to joy. And because you have lots of cards of joy and happiness here. So the overall outcome is the Tower, which we are going to clarify. That is like sudden change. It can be seen as a negative, like it's chaos. Everybody's falling out of this tower, and the tower is crumbling to the ground. But if you look at it again from a bigger picture and a different perspective, you can understand that things have to crumble in order for you to build them from a stable, loyal, grounded energy. So, I feel like that might be the situation. Like you've been loyal in a situation, whether that's work or a relationship, and you've made a decision due to some clarity that you received, maybe some information, some truth that you received, but now it's causing you some mental conflict. Should I move towards this happiness? Should I not? Clarify the Tower, Spirit. For the overall outcome, what is this Tower? What is this sudden change about? So, Ten of Wands. A sudden change in burdens and responsibilities. And sudden change in devil energy, toxicity, attachments, abandonments. So that's a really heavy energy, this Ten of Wands and the devil. So the Ten of Wands is about like releasing yourself from burdens and freedoms. I feel like you're releasing yourself from something that you've poured your work into. Maybe this is something that you thought was, going to last for a very long time, something you thought was very stable and grounded, and you've put in all of this work towards it, and it just was not bringing you the happiness you wanted. This enthusiasm and passion, like this just wasn't your passion, and it wasn't your happiness, and you're releasing yourself from some kind of like negative. Maybe you stayed with it because you thought you had to, and that's like a negative attachment. I feel like that's also a generational. You have to take this job because your father built this company and now you have to work for it, or you've been in this marriage for 22 years, you have to stay with it. That's a negative thought patterns. That is attachments. You're staying for a different reason other than your happiness and your joy. That's not bringing you passion here, and for you to stay in that, and that's really burdensome. And I feel like you're freeing yourself from that. You're freeing yourself from the burden of whatever this attachment is for you, whatever this mindset is for you. It's you've made the decision and you're moving in. Maybe you spoke some truth here and it's causing some conflict with somebody else, but you're ultimately like, this is another chance for you. So this could be another chance in life, you freeing yourself from whatever these burdens are. That's really like heavy, but it's really good energy. Like you're just moving into, focusing on yourself and something new here, Scorpio. I love that. That's really amazing energy when you can like free yourself from that and go towards your happiness. That's awesome. So what do they not see coming, Spirit? What does Scorpio not see coming here? I mean, good for you too for freeing yourself from that, because that is not easy to do. It's really not. I can speak from personal experience. I have been through some very, very rough cycles. It's not easy, but you do get through it. So we have the Strength card, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. So this is about, stepping into your strength and overcoming challenges, again, with this conflict and these burdens. Like you're definitely going to overcome that. Like you have that inner strength. You have what it takes to do that. And then we have, like, again, these limiting beliefs, this limiting mindset, this feeling left out in the cold. When you made this decision, that mental conflict, maybe it has temporarily made you feel like a loss here, or, you're out here by yourself. Maybe if this has anything to do with like friend groups, work groups, you kind of feel like the universe has kind of just put you out here on your own, and you're all alone. But if you look at this card, they're next to a building. Like this is a window. You are not on your own. Spirit is here with you and they're guiding you here. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is about equal give and take. It's about balance. He does have the scales here in his hands, but it's also about like a gift and um, being generous with yourself. This could also be about, equal give and take, like put as much into yourself as you do to others, like as you did here with the Seven of Pentacles, pour into yourself as well. And just, stand in your strength here. What do they need to focus on? You could also be receiving a gift from a person or from Spirit, that Six of Pentacles. And it could just be things finally balancing out. You're pouring as much into yourself as you did into others. So we have the Knight of Cups, Temperance, and the Ace of Pentacles. So this Knight of Cups is about following your hearts, going after your emotional fulfillment here, following what your heart is desiring. Stay balanced, stay calm. This is about like working with the energies, again, with the balance, the chalices here, but it's also about like, alchemizing energy and kind of just sitting in a calm energy. Go after what your heart desires, remain balanced, and focus on this Ace of Pentacles energy here. This is about like the stable new beginning. Again, this Knight of Pentacles here. I feel like this is just telling you to focus on this stable new beginning that you have here, and this is about following your passions, what your heart desires here, and it's about following that intuition and that what makes your heart happy. So I know that that's really heavy energy, that Tower moment, but I feel like it's a good change, because you're releasing yourself from these burdens and from this devil energy, this attachment energy. I feel like you're just putting all of that down, and that's a huge energy. So I'm really happy that you're doing that, but it could be exhausting. So you need to stay balanced and stay grounded here. But I really love this for you, Scorpio. I wish you all the best of luck, and I will see you next week. Bye.